This poem that is featured was in no way meant to be political. I'm being featured on this poetry magazine's Artist Spotlight. I was wowed and humbled to hear the beautiful work of the other artists who are featured in this issue. Incredible writers with incredible voices, some award-winning, very cool. So basically what happens in this spotlight is I am answering some questions. It's been a really long time since I did one of these interviews. I took some time off from a lot of my art and a lot of my writing, and I didn't really get back to it until 5 years after COVID is kind of how I do the math, until my brain started to feel normal again. And then I came back with a bam and really wanted to submit my work and use whatever time I have left on this planet. I recognize how incredibly different my perspective on art is. The muse often comes up whenever I'm talking about creativity, probably because I am a mystic. For me, the muse is deeply spiritual. The question I keep lingering on is, when did you become a political poet? And it's interesting to me because this poem that is featured was in no way meant to be political. It was just my own lived experience and the lived experience of so many people that I knew and loved in the trailer park and below the poverty line. That's the interesting thing about things that become political, is often they are based in real experiences, lived experiences that then become political. So the poem was written long before it was even relevant in current politics. I think that's the thing that is often forgotten, is politics are based on the individual. Policy is based on individual need. Individuals who have these experiences all add up to communities of people who have unique needs. Things like SNAP and EBT cards that feed people who live below the poverty line. They're regulated by policy. I didn't write this as a response to policy. There have been policies lately in the media that impact people who live below the poverty line. And so while the poem wasn't meant to be political, it's interesting that it became political because it was a visceral expression of what it feels like to be considered human trash instead of human. This poem, Eat Me Poor, was a story of a community of people who live below the poverty line, who are currently very much a political talking point. At the end of the day, we are all human. Some of us have more power than other people in this society, but we are all human.